Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was actually a runner-up in last month's Patreon pick. It was a pretty popular one among both the Patreons and the YouTube audience as a whole, so I figured I would cover it here. Nick activates the -2 ability of Basri Ket during his opponent's turn. This is possible with, for example, some help from his friend Teferi. What will happen when his opponent attacks? Okay, so this is kind of an interesting situation in that there isn't an obvious right answer from just reading the cards, and the rule you would need is pretty obscure, so it's not likely that you would know the answer unless you had seen or heard about some sort of question similar to this in the past. However, I don't really like questions like this for rules questions because if you do happen to know the rule, then you've got the answer. Simple as that. Someone like me might have an advantage because of my experience reading the CR and knowledge of how it's laid out, but if anybody here who was able to find this rule, then you would know the correct answer just as well as I would. As you can see, if you are not the attacking player and you put a creature token into play attacking, you still put that token into play, but you don't put it into play attacking. So, in this case, you would still have the creature token get created, and it would still be tapped because that's what Basri Ket's ability says, but the creature token would not ever be considered to have attacked, and it would not be an attacking creature. It would just be on the battlefield. I almost feel bad, like this isn't enough information to put together a whole DDR. So while I'm here, I'll talk about some other kind of interesting situations that can come up with this type of effect that also aren't really that well known. For the rest of these questions, we'll assume that we're activating Basri Ket's ability normally during our own turn and attacking with our own creatures. So, the first thing that I wanted to point out is that Basri Ket does not say what the creature tokens are put into play attacking. That means the choice is up to you, the person who's attacking with them. That means that you could put them onto the battlefield attacking any opponent or any planeswalker that your opponents control. The creatures don't all have to be attacking the same one either, because this choice is made independently for each token. That means that if you put 2 creature tokens into play during one instance of Basri Ket's ability, you could have one of them attack your opponent and one of them attack their planeswalker. Another thing that's kind of interesting is that the tokens are put onto the battlefield attacking, but for game purposes, they're not considered to have attacked. So, for some of the consequences of this, there's good and bad. For the bad, if you have any triggered abilities that trigger when you attack with a creature, those will not trigger from the tokens getting put onto the battlefield attacking, because you never attacked with those tokens. You just put them onto the battlefield attacking, which, as far as the game is concerned, is completely different. On the plus side, if there's any effects that prevent you from attacking with certain types of creatures, or restrict how many creatures you can attack with, then you would not have to worry about those effects. The tokens are put onto the battlefield attacking, which means that the effects that restrict how you can attack or what you can attack with are not going to apply to them. Those effects only apply at one specific time, which is when you're declaring attacking creatures. The tokens are created outside of that time, so that means that these effects will not apply to them. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.